If you're an agency owner that's sick and tired of selling $1,500 to $3,000 a month retainers to local clients, I'm going to show you exactly how Sabry, I think that's how you say his name, used a funnel to actually print billions of dollars. I'm going to show you exactly how to expand your services up market to a segment that is actually worth your time in terms of investment and capital. And I'm going to show you exactly how to charge and get paid for what you're actually worth as an agency owner. Now, this video, I'm going to be going over a little bit about how Sabry Subi's funnel works. I don't even know if I said his name correctly, but in reality, just for some background, you guys, my name is Thomason. I own a six-figure marketing agency, and we market for software companies. I'll just show you guys my website here, just for some proof of concept. We target software companies that are doing over $1 million a year, and we run ads for them. That's basically what I do, okay? Now, mind you, he has been in this space for a while. He built a $7.5 billion sales funnel by doing one thing better than anybody else, creating an irresistible offer, a no-brainer offer, if you will, that offers this for premium clientele and ignoring the low-ticket market, okay? So I have the entire playbook. If you're an agency owner, how to go from $5,000 to $10,000 a month, sick of the local lead gen space, and how you can scale to $20,000 a month without more cold emails, without cold calls, without paid ads, without any of that, simply by using LinkedIn Sales Navigator and targeting an upper market segment, and by going after companies that you can actually charge $5,000 to $10,000 a month retainers. Now, I'm not going to blabber about this for too much. This is in any single link in the description, any single comment in any of my YouTube videos. Just fill out your email. You're gonna access to the school community. Okay. So with that being said, you guys, he ignored the entire low ticket space, that is, until he actually started selling his book. Now, I'm going to blow up the video again so you guys can see me in the full screen, but his Sell Like Crazy book, I think, was one of the first low ticket offers he actually ran to the public. Now, he is a master in terms of agency owners. He's scaled. He had the fastest growing agency, marketing agency in Australia, I believe. So this book is great. I actually just finished reading it. I'm not affiliated or promoted. He should pay me though to promote this book. But pick it up, Sell Like Crazy. It's actually pretty good. I will recommend it. So with that being said, you guys, crafting your Godfather offer is what he talks about in this book. So he outlined the steps that took his marketing agency from being in shambles, having to churn clients in the local Australian market, to actually charging what it's worth. Okay, I think his marketing agency is called like Kong Marketing. I could totally be wrong. I think it's called King Kong Direct Response Marketing. I think this is actually owned by him. This is Sabry Subi. Let me see right here. Yeah, this is what it is. So he has King Kong Marketing, and he is obviously going after an upper market segment. He made the mistake of going after, like me and plenty of other lead generation agency owners, going after local businesses. And why this doesn't work is because it's a pain in the ass, okay? I'll show you guys a little picture here. I was working at Barnes & Noble, trying to pick and read all of the books I could possibly read about marketing, sales, client acquisition. Little did I know I had so many, about 5 or 10 local lead gen clients. It felt like it was a lot, and I churned them all in a few months. My agency burned down, went to $1 a month. May of 2024, I didn't transact more than 60 cents. The next month, I switched up my strategy. I got smarter. I scaled to 7.3K, and the rest was history, $21,000 a month. Now, I'm just showing you guys that in this time period, I obviously scaled beyond this, and these systems do work beyond it, but I'm only showing you guys this because of the exponential growth during this time. Going from $30,000 a month to like $60,000 a month isn't that crazy, because you already have established proof of concept and revenue, and you kind of already know what you're doing. But going from zero, I mean nothing, I mean burning down your agency, to a multi-six-figure a year in profit agency, well, that's a feat of its own. I did that right out of high school, allowed me to buy a charger and burn a bunch of gas in my V8 and shit like that. Okay, so back to the basics here. The playbook goes over exactly how I use Find Email, which is a software, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, which is the best software ever in my opinion for B2B marketing. Obviously Google Sheets, everybody knows that, and Find Email, which you may have heard, to essentially target an upper market segment, create a Godfather offer, and go after businesses and companies that are actually worth your time, that will pay you that $5,000 or $10,000 a month retainer, and that are actually worth whatever you have to put out there. So my biggest, concern for the agency market, and what I tell you guys in every single YouTube video, is stop chasing local clients. Because local clients, here's what happens with local clients. I'll give you guys a quick little example. If you're getting into the agency space, this is something to avoid. But if you're a seasoned veteran in the agency space, this video is probably more for you, because you understand and you resonate with the pain points of me and what I was dealing with in other agency owners. Local biz, let's put it like this, local businesses, they are needy, okay? They don't like your price point. like your price point. I am having issues spelling. You cannot charge more than, you have a market cap for retainer. So you might want to charge a $4,500 a month retainer because you know your skills are good, or you might want to charge a $7,000 a month retainer. I've done both for software companies, but you're only capped at around $2,000 a month retainer. These clients are needy. They're constantly hitting you up on Slack, or they're constantly texting or calling you. They will only pay you a certain amount of retainer. And guess what? When cash flow dips for their company, or for their business, I should say, your services, let's say your service is cut off. You're done. Because they cannot simply afford to have low cash flow and then still pay a marketing agency on top of that a couple $1,000s every single month. It just doesn't make any sense. Logistically, it doesn't make any sense. Agencies are meant to help out the upper market segment and the established companies. Now, established companies have in-house teams built out a lot of the times, but there's a very specific way you can position yourself to where you stop chasing local and you start targeting, and you can actually get on board with these larger companies that already have in-house teams and kind of act as an extension. Even though you're an agency, you can kind of act as an extension and you can really do some damage. Now, when I figured out how to do this, obviously I scaled like crazy. You got to start targeting big money brands on LinkedIn Sales Nav. LinkedIn Sales Navigator has historically the most amount of companies per revenue in an entire database, any database you have. LinkedIn Sales Navigator that has the best data for it. He used omnipresent content and retargeting ads to warm them up. Now, what we're going to be doing here is not necessarily using omnipresent content. You can have that. It's perfect. It's amazing. I love it. I use content as well. I don't run any retargeting ads as of right now for my own offer, okay? Obviously, for the software companies that I have the agency for, we do run retargeting ads, all right? But for the sake of it, all we're doing is scaling outbound. Okay, that's it. Now, you can simply do paid ads to target an upmarket segment. You can definitely run paid ads, but guess what? Your CPL is going to be high, cost per lead, because you have to think about it. You have to filter out through the fluff. You have to filter out through the small businesses. You have to filter out through the different company heads, and you don't know which company head you're going to get in front of. With LinkedIn Sales Navigator, there are specific filters that you can actually use to go after company heads. Like, I'll show you guys a quick example here on my LinkedIn. Let's go to my LinkedIn right here. My amazing LinkedIn. Go follow me. Link is down below. And if I go to LinkedIn Sales Navigator, what you'll see right here is if I actually click on lead filters, what I can do here is I can actually go after a current job title. So I can go after the head of growth, right? I can go after, let's say, CFO, like Chief Financial Officer. I can go after these specific company heads within the company to actually target them and send a personalized outreach using Finding Mail, LinkedIn Sales Nav, and HeyReach to automate it, okay? You can do this at scale, and you can do this manually. Some of the clients join in on the program, they see the playbook, it's first link right down below. They fill it out and they know exactly what to do, and they just start sending them manually. I got this 7.3K a month manually. I just was manually sending out 50 to 100 LinkedIn Sales Nav messages every single day. That was literally it, okay? Some guys joined the program, they join up and they just want to do it at scale. So I say, cool, let's build you out 5 different LinkedIn profiles, 5 or 10, and let's start blasting it off with HeyReach. Perfect. They both work. It just depends on where you're at financially. I would tell you, if you want to scale faster, you need to have cash flow, at least $5,000 to $10,000. Because that is going to be able to not necessarily just pay for the softwares. These softwares are relatively cheap, but one, that's going to get you in the damn program, and 2, that's going to get you to scale 20K a month as soon as possible. And then you have a multi-6-figure year business, and you just paid a fraction to get all the knowledge, all the implementation, everything like that. So the playbook's free. This is here for free. You can fill out your email address, you get exact immediate access to the playbook. Okay, so back to Sabry, if I'm saying his name correctly. He understood that, and so he positioned his agency as a premium service. He built case study driven proof even when he only had a few wins, okay? He had a lot of wins in the local market, but when you're shifting from the local market to go to an upmarket segment, those local wins don't really matter too much. So you have to position your wins as a bit different. Now, there's a very specific way I position local wins when you're trying to pitch to these, larger companies or companies as a whole. But here's the thing, what I love about it. You can get on the sales call with 50 local businesses, okay, and you'll maybe sign let's say 30% of them. I guarantee you 25% of those people will churn. Actually, I guarantee this. I guarantee you 90% will churn after 12 months in the local market. That 10% It's even gracious to say 10%. I'd say 5% will stay after 12 months, after an entire year. But guess what? When you sign a company, the term is 1 year. I've seen it even I've signed contracts up to 5 years long for marketing. And guess what? These companies already have the cash flow and the investment set aside for a 5-year long investment. Now, if that's too scary for you, that's totally fine. You can still, of course, I love doing this, sign 6-month agreements or 8-month sprints. But in reality, the best thing about the upmarket is the consistency and the ability to know that these companies can pay you, okay? So these companies can pay you on a consistent basis, whether it's retainer or it's performance fee, or it is some sort of a build out fee, or it's some sort of a metric that you're hitting to where you get paid. For a fact you will actually be paid in congruency to the results that you're giving them. So with that being said, this is exactly how he did it. He started going after upper market companies. And then he obviously sold info as he got older because he was already doing it. He was already doing the thing, So he sold info. Obviously his book came out as a low ticket offer to liquidate ad costs and things like that. The rest is kind of history, okay? So that being said, you guys, this is kind of how he did it. But he understood the fundamentals. He understood as an agency owner, he couldn't scale with the local Australian market. He understood that he had to book a certain amount of sales calls with more qualified companies and qualified businesses to be able to get his agency to the next level. And the second he figured that out was the second he actually started doing it, and then teaching others how to do it, which I think is amazing, because when people figure out the sauce and they make money with the sauce and they're doing it with the sauce, the only thing they want to do is just, 1, help other people, and 2, continue using the sauce themselves. Because at the end of the day, obviously he's not going to create a lot of competition with him, but he is just trying to do what he can do at the end of the day. And he's trying to scale his agency and scale his info product, which is totally fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I personally probably enjoy selling info more than hopping on calls with software companies talking about ROI and logistics and things like that. Now, mind you, I love what I do, but guess what I love even more? Teaching other people how to do this stuff. So with that being said, you guys, that is exactly how I'm currently doing this for my own software companies. We have some pretty cool things. I go fly out to my clients up in New York. I go fly out to my clients over there in Florida. Go fly out to my clients over there in San Francisco. I got to post more vlogs on this channel about those specific things, but that's kind of what my even monthly, agenda looks like. So when you sign these companies and when you get to the point where you are consistently doing this, like I said, the step-by-step playbook is the first link right down below in any description, any comment section in one of my videos. When you get to do this actual thing, there's almost a sense of like, wow, I'm really running a business. When you're a typical agency owner, in the local market, you were just kind of behind your laptop, you're doing your thing, you're taking a few calls, you're signing some retainers, and you're just kind of doing it. You're running through the motions, you're pretty much a beginner. But when you're at the point where you can really start to sort of help out other businesses and you expand up market and you finally figure out how to do this and you're kind of outside the beginner stage, which I'm probably talking to you, most of you guys are past the beginner stage if you're watching this video, you actually begin to take on the role of an actual business owner, where you're either flying out or you have team members that do things for you, or you're actually getting invited into in-person things, whether you're going out to a company or you're consulting a company here, like you actually feel like a business owner rather than somebody that's just running LinkedIn outbounds or running some paid ads for a local business and just kind of is swept under the rug and not really mentioned. Those business owners or those local guys, they just call you like, yeah, you hit the metric, okay, cool, I'll pay you whatever, whatever. So you get to create a little bit more impact when you actually expand up market. Your agency looks 10 times better too. So with that being said, you guys, I got that playbook right down below, exactly how you can scale up market, sign more up market clients, expand up market, and actually scale with $20,000 a month and 90 days guaranteed. That's the entire playbook. You click that link, you fill out your email, you're gonna get access to the school community where I have an entire module going over exactly how this playbook works. Now, with that being said, you guys, that's going to be the end of the video. That's pretty much how he did it. Replicate to people who are successful, and you will have no other option but to be a success. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.